Bismillah, walhamdulillah, wa salawat ala rasulillahi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. A beautiful topic of this week's khutbah is Yaqin. Yaqin is certainty of faith. And faith, subhanallah, is a gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Quran, Alhamdulillah, alladhi hadana lihada, wa ma kunna linahtadiya lawla an hadana Allah. We praise and thank Allah for the gift of guidance. Without His guidance, we wouldn't be guided. And Iman is a result of guidance. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives this guidance and gives this Iman to whom He wills subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this Iman is not static. They say there is different types of Iman. Iman, faith, that stays constant. And Iman that is always increasing. And there is Iman that is fluctuating up and down. The Iman of angels is static. It is always at the same level. They believe in Allah, they worship Allah, they serve Allah, they do not disobey Allah. Then you've got the Iman of the Anbiya, of the Prophets ﷺ. Their Iman is forever increasing from when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first reveals revelation to them until the end of their life. Their Iman is increasing, their faith in Allah is increasing. And then you have us, human beings, normal human beings that are followers of the Prophets ﷺ, and our Iman fluctuates. It goes up and it goes down. And a pinnacle of Iman, the height of Iman is called Yaqin. This is certainty of faith, certainty of belief in Allah, certainty in the qualities of Allah, certainty in that in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He created everything and manages everything and maintains everything and sustains everything subhanahu wa ta'ala. And He is the initiator, He is the creator, He is the ever-living, the all-wise, the just, the forgiving, the merciful. All the sifat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the qualities of Allah, the beautiful names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Yaqeen is got different types as well. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, like Iman, subhanallah, we have a level of Islam, then we have a level of Iman, and then we have a level of Ihsan. So the first one of Islam is submission to Allah. Then you have Iman, then you have certainty of faith. This is where we come into Yaqeen. Then we have Ihsan, which is to worship Allah as if you see Him. And if you do not see Him, that you should know in your heart that He sees you. And this is perfection of Iman, perfection of faith. Subhanallah, in Yaqeen we have three levels as well. Ilm al-Yaqeen, knowledge of Yaqeen, knowledge of certainty. And then you have Ayn al-Yaqeen, the eye of certainty that you see with your eye. And then you have Haqq al-Yaqeen, and that is the complete essence of certainty. And that's why you feel certainty. So subhanallah, now you look at the different levels. We have all knowledge. We have knowledge of Allah. This leads to Yaqeen, leads to our certainty. The more we talk about Allah, especially the unseen, the more we talk about Akhirah, we talk about the angels, we talk about the hereafter, we talk about death, we talk about things that we cannot see. This will increase our belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It will increase our belief on the Day of Judgment, that we will be asked. We'll be asked about everything when we leave this world. Talking about death, the Sahaba radiallahu anhu used to say, "Ta'ala nu'min sa'a." Come and believe in Allah for an hour. And then Sayyidina Umar radiallahu anhu heard this and he said, I'm a believer, why is he saying this? And he went and complained to the Prophet ﷺ, and the Prophet ﷺ said, may Allah have mercy on him. He realizes and knows that Iman goes up and down. So we understand that ilm al-Yaqeen is the knowledge of certainty. But there is a higher, and the example, subhanallah, that I read, subhanallah, is a beautiful example. He says, if you see smoke in the distance, your ilm al-Yaqeen will tell you where there's smoke, there is fire, but you didn't see the fire. But a logical progression from seeing smoke is fire, even without proof. But then if you go closer to it, you will actually see the fire, because there wouldn't be smoke without fire. That is the Ayn al-Yaqeen. Then you have Haqq al-Yaqeen. If a person, Allah protect us, touches the fire, he senses the fire, then that will be complete and utter certainty. And we used to hear this always when we were children about being careful of fire, that a child will always touch fire because they believe what their parents tell them. When they see it, they believe it, but they always put their finger and they want to bring their hand close until they have haqq al-yaqeen. And another thing, yaqeen. Every human being will have yaqeen sometime, either in this world or in the next world. And if a person has yaqeen only in the next world, it will not benefit him. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about this in Quran, that if a person has yaqeen, gets yaqeen on the Day of Judgment, but he didn't benefit, or they didn't benefit from it in this world, then there's no benefit on the Day of Judgment. Everyone will see. They will see with their own eyes. They will see hellfire. They'll see the Day of Judgment. Once they have that, then the knowledge will become real for them. The knowledge that they had previous and the information that they heard previously will become now haqq al-yaqeen. But that haqq al-yaqeen, of course, will be no avail, because the test in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is to believe before it is ayn al-yaqeen. And interestingly, look at ayn al-yaqeen, the second level of faith and certainty, is very similar to ihsan. Ta'budullah ka'annaka tarah. You worship Allah as if you see Him, and know that if you cannot see Him, that He sees you. So it is a level of yaqeen and certainty. And this certainty is a mercy for us. Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu said in a khutbah, he said, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the best thing that has been given to the people of this world is yaqeen, is certainty and afiyah and wellness. So ask Allah for yaqeen and for wellness, afiyah. Protect us, subhanAllah, afiyah fi deen wa dunya wal akhirah. Wellness in our deen, in our religion, in our dunya, in our life in this world, and in our akhirah, that we are protected and that we are safe. Wellness like safety, subhanAllah. So yaqeen is that thing that we should always ask to increase our yaqeen. Allah, increase our iman, increase our faith, increase our certainty, because the more certainty we have, the more comfort we will have. Asa, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Asa an takrahu shay'un wa khayrun lakum, wa asa an tuhibbu shay'un wa sharrun lakum. Allah says in Quran, sometimes you think something is good, but it's bad for you. And sometimes you think something is bad, and it's good for you. And this is where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ya'lam wa antum la ta'lamun. Allah knows and we do not know. So when we are satisfied and we have certainty in Allah, we will have trust in Allah. And this is tawakkul. We will trust in Allah. And whoever trusts in Allah, then Allah is enough for him. And certainty will relieve our stresses in this world. Look how much effort we make for our dunya. How much stress that people that don't believe in Allah stress out about their income, about their provision, about their future, where a Muslim is dependent on Allah. Make effort. Yes, we make effort and we take with the asbab. We look for the causes. But our hearts are full of certainty that Allah, as Allah is feeding all the creatures in this world, feeding the insects, the ants and the bees, and Allah is feeding also the whales in the sea, and feeding animals that we have no knowledge of. Allah is maintaining all of that at the same time. Allah has made provision for me. I cannot leave this world except and until that I complete the provision that Allah has given for me in food, in water, and in air. Then a person will leave this world, subhanAllah. So the more certainty we have in the rizq, on the sustenance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the decree of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the qudra and the power and the knowledge of Allah, then the more comforted we will be, knowing that Allah has a plan. Allah has a plan for all things. No matter how bad it seems, Allah has a plan. And we are part of that plan. And the more we have certainty in Allah's plan, the more comfort we will have, and the more trust we will have in Allah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase our iman, increase our yaqeen, increase our certainty in His qadr and His qudra and His knowledge and His wisdom. وآخر دعوانا والحمد لله رب العالمين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.